And the third policy brief in preparation for next Thursday's JCB meeting in Northmouth. Thank you, Northmouth, for hosting. And that is that once we finish these land use guides and we transfer them to the states for land use planning, because several of you are ready to start zoning, then it's time to turn our attention in the JCB to marine spatial planning. And so our first step is to identify what we want, same as we've been doing. Identify what we want. So if we know what you want for marine environmental development protection, marine spatial planning, then we can start building those layers. So in the policy brief, we have a list of layers potentially that we could be mapping and things we want you to think about. So what we're asking you to do is take a look at that list, discuss it with your communities and leaders. Let's figure out what we're missing, and then we can start building those layers. So for marine spatial planning, things that we've already identified are things like fisheries, fishery habitats, fishery feeding areas, nursery areas, places to protect, places to fish, offshore as well, FAD locations, offshore fisheries, and then migration corridors. Similarly, nearshore for invertebrate areas for gleaning and areas to protect, culturally important areas, cultural sites that are underwater or coastal, protected areas, existing or potential, economic development areas, areas for tourism, shipwrecks, diving, kayaking, sports fishing, whale watching, and then other economic development, maybe ports or commercial use, or areas that you might want to use more intensively. Things like that for mining or for filling, etc. We want to plan those out. Coastal protection areas, areas that will protect you, the coasts from storms and sea level rise. Aquaculture areas, of course, aquaculture. So aquaculture for invertebrates, giant clams, mangrove crabs, sea cucumbers, and also vertebrates, so finfish, rabbitfish, other fish. Areas for climate resilience, maybe areas that are known for coral spawning or that can keep up with sea level rise. Looking for any of your ideas on that. Possible climate mitigation areas, marine spatial areas that can store carbon or maybe generate renewable energy or wave energy. High biodiversity areas, coral, of course, seagrass, areas with endangered species, areas that need to be restored. Human dimension, so transportation corridors, shipping. What else? Please tell us. Areas that have threats like runoff, any areas that are experiencing high erosion, or other areas that are vulnerable, maybe areas that are vulnerable to storms, like the East Coast, for instance, the coral heads get turned up a lot, areas that are poached, and then other coastal areas like turtle nesting sites. So we're just asking you in advance, take a look at this list, see if we've missed anything, or alternatively, if there's something on there that just isn't important, and you don't want to worry about planning for it, and then bring your recommendations to the meeting. Our first step is just to brainstorm, fill out this list, add things to it, but then like we did with the housing, we'll weight them and then start building the layers based on your input. So again, we'll see you on Thursday. Thanks everybody, and we look forward to our next quarterly Babeldaob JCB meeting. Bye.